In the week since the season ended, what sorts of things have you heard from fans, or have you tried to avoid listening too much to what the fans
No,
are saying?
I don't ever avoid listening because I understand. I mentioned yesterday that I understand that there's angst. We're 7-5, and I guess in some programs that would be acceptable. That would be exciting. I stand here today and am saying, after reviewing it and thinking about it during the season, 7-5 isn't acceptable. Why is that? Because acceptable for us is when we have a chance to win a championship. And we didn't get that done. So, and I'm getting that feedback. On the same token, at the same time, I have to evaluate what's best going into 2015. And, I've been on record during the season, and I was very much on record today and yesterday, that Kirk is the person to lead us forward. And, I look at it from the perspective of how is our foundation? Is the foundation strong? From the perspective that Kirk has proven many times that he can get us to those expectations. He can lead us to wins. And every other expectation, academically and socially and leadership-wise, he's the best I've worked with. So I leave 2014 saying we didn't meet our expectations. I go into 2015 saying I absolutely believe we can, and I believe we can do it with Kirk.
Does it seem odd that you have to give him a vote of confidence, Gary? I mean, you guys won 8 games last year, you won 7 this year, and now that seems.
Does it seem odd? No. I think when you work in athletics, every year at the end of the year, there's an expectation to say, how'd you do? If you win 12 games, that's easy. It was awesome. Let's keep it going. If you win 2 games, that's a really challenging discussion. We're kind of right in the middle. We did win 8 last year. We did win 7 this year. But the expectations going into this season, I think because we won 8 last year and we finished strong, were very high, and we didn't meet those expectations. So having to put a vote of confidence is just, I'm doing it to reinstill at the end of every year. I always tell those of you who ask me in the middle of a season, I don't evaluate. I observe daily and I evaluate annually. I took this past week, and I'm just saying, we didn't meet expectations, but I'm 100% behind Kirk and getting us back there in 2015.
Is there kind of a natural, I don't know, fatigue's the right word, with a coach who's been at a place? I mean, 16 years is not natural today in college athletics.
16 years is amazing. I look at what Kirk has done. I look at Lisa Bluter and what she's done, that longevity. Already Fran has probably outlived a lot of coaching tenures across the country. My choice, if we can accomplish it, is to always, the continuity is such a plus. It's such a bonus. If you look at programs, I mentioned yesterday, again, not evaluating each coach Michigan has, but after they made a change, they're now going on their 3rd coach. And it's hard to get the right fit. And so is it unusual to have somebody that's been here for 16 years? Absolutely. I think is he 2nd longest in the country now or something like that, Kirk?
Troy coaches.
So wherever he's at in number, I know it's right near the top. If I didn't think he could get it done, that longevity still wouldn't be a factor. But I do believe he can get it done, mostly because he's proven he can do it. And then currently the foundation is strong. The student athletes are still absolutely engaged. They're still 100% behind him and the coaching staff. I like what we have returning. We have a 3-year starter at quarterback and a backup who can step in and, who knows, might beat him out. I'm not predicting that. But the running backs, the offensive line that are coming back, et cetera, going through on the defense, the linebackers will be a year more experienced. And I know there's some criticism of that statement, but we do come back with a good nucleus, with a good foundation.
Just a couple more guys.
How worried are you about ticket sales for next year, just given that it's a pretty weak home schedule?
I know this, that based on some of the feedback, my guess is we'll lose some fans, and I understand that. We want to lose as few as we can. I want people to get excited and get behind the team. Historically, I think there's a fan base that will be back. For those that we lose, I hope we get them back as fast as possible. Maybe that's even they drop their season tickets, but as the season goes on, they start coming back to single games. So, it's certainly a factor, but not so much that I'm not going to make a change. So we're going to work as hard as we can to get any fan who's leaving to come back. I don't want anybody to leave, and those that are saying that, I'll have conversations with them, or my staff will. We'll just try to get as many to come back as we can, as fast as we can.
How much input would you have in terms of if there was a assistant coach or 2 relieved of their duties? How much input would you want to have on that? And how much
in any sport that we have, and I've been on record many times, I don't micromanage coaches.